Welcome to another night of our Halloween horror movie marathon. Tonight we watched The Captive. I wouldn't call it horror, a psychological thriller starring everyone's favorite awesome person, Ryan Reynolds. And my personal crush, awesome lady, Rosario Dawson.
Oh, I thought you were going to say me.
That too. So let's get into it. Acting. I'm going to give it a 3.
It was all believable, but all the whispering had me knock it down a notch. Stupid whispering.
I definitely got to give it a 4. 4, borderline 5. I thought the acting was great on everyone, except the villain, who I thought was well above great. Like, he did exemplary as the villain. I thought he was very, very, like, not just convincing, but diabolical. Like, he was completely evil. I know half of that is the story and the script and whatnot, but he came off really good. This is, like, up there with Wishmaster as far as good, believable villains for me. So, very strong 4.
Well, that's saying a lot for a guy that didn't do much in the movie.
Yeah, but every time you saw him, he just, the way he talked and the way he was always in the right place and just his mannerisms.
He had a good presence, but it was just about average for me.
I don't know. I loved him as the villain. But let's move on. Effects. There were none. Well, I'll group in the whole look and feel of the movie and everything, and still I have to give it like a 3. I mean, it's just average. Everything looked alright. Like, there was nothing bad, nothing to complain about, but, I mean, nothing above the top. Like, the visuals weren't stunning. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a 3.
I'm going to give it a 2 for effects. There really wasn't any. I mean, there was an awesomely boring chase scene.
Yeah.
That lasted a whole minute and a half. But yeah, it was kind of lackluster for me, so I'll just give it a 2.
Alright, well, then the big one, story.
I'll go first, because I know what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a 2. It was just very slow. I'm not into slow thrillers. I wouldn't even say it was very psychological.
It was.
I mean,
There was, like, mind
for
games.
it to be psychological, it would have to be something that we felt like we were being twisted or deceived as an audience, not so much from the actors in the movie standpoint.
So you're thinking more Secret Window, Lucky Number 11 kind of thing?
I don't know either. I know Secret Window is the one I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
I've seen that once. I don't really remember it.
So anyway, 2 for this movie.
I'm giving, it was just boring, slow-paced, a waste of Rosario Dawson and Ryan Reynolds. It was cool to see Niagara Falls in a movie for once.
Yeah.
That's about it. Even if it was the Canadian side.
I don't know. I was going to say 4, but the more I'm thinking and listening to you talk about it, I might have to give it a 3. I liked the story. It was good. I enjoyed it while I was watching it. Like, I wasn't necessarily bored. But toward the beginning, it was really confusing how they kept jumping back and forth from the different times, like, while they were kidnapping her and then, like, 8 years later. And there was a lot of jumping around. There was some whispering in the beginning. We had to keep turning the TV up to actually hear what people were saying. And they did have some pacing issues. There were some spots that felt like they were just kind of dragging. Like I said, I still enjoyed it. It was still a good story. I still liked watching the movie, but they could have paced it a little better. They could have made it a little coherent in the first half. So, yeah, 3.
And it wasn't scary at all, so I'm going to give it a 1.
Yeah, I'll agree with that one. There was no real scare factor here. I mean, it was supposed to be a thriller, are they going to get the girl, are they not, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. It's a good story, but there's nothing scary.
There was a gunshot towards the in the middle of the second half of the movie. The rest of the movie was so quiet, that one gunshot was so loud that it could, jump startled me. But that wasn't anything to write home or brag about. It was just, the only thing that captured my attention. That and Ryan Reynolds when he was in the diner confronting the two people. Other than that, the movie was really lackluster. There was no scare. Didn't like the story. The acting was okay, but that's really the only thing that held my attention throughout it.
Alright, so overall, this movie gets just under a 2.5, so rounded down to a 2. Like I said, I thought it was good, but the pacing could have been fixed. It's not a horror. I mean, it's kind of a thriller. The story's decent enough, but it's not going to keep you on edge necessarily. If it's on Netflix or something, I'd say give it a go, but probably don't go out of your way to go buy a copy or anything. This is one where if someone else is watching it, great, but otherwise, don't waste your money or time. Any further thoughts?
I wouldn't recommend this. You know, if you really want to see Ryan Reynolds and Rosario Dawson in the same movie, then go for it. But other than that, yeah, unless slow thrillers are your thing. And also, if you hate cops.
Yeah. If you hate adults,
They were not the heroes at all in this movie.
I don't know. Like, all the adults in this movie at one point or another were just giant dicks. Like, that's one thing. Like, the mom to him was just a complete bitch. And she's like, because you left her alone, and now this. And the cops did the same thing, and just everyone in here, just giant dickbags. So, this is a very anti-adult movie. But yeah, I guess that's all we got. Short and sweet-ish. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. We still have a few more movies till the end of this thing. So, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.